Welcome to another episode of Book Remedy. My name's Doug Tabor with DougTabor.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing one of my all-time favorite authors. I've reviewed other books of his, specifically Love is the Killer App, and today we're going to be reviewing his latest book, which is Today We Are Rich by none other than Tim Sanders. For those of you who don't know Tim, refer back to Love is a Killer App, because I talked to him about in depth how he previously was an exec over at Yahoo, and he's just a modern thinker. Tim always comes packed with some great, up-to-date knowledge on how you can improve yourself and improve your life. And the subtitle of this book is Harnessing the Power of Total Confidence, which comes at a great time for me because I'm a new business owner, and now that the excitement of the idea has passed, now the real work comes in, or is what Seth Godin calls the dip. And as you're trying to create new material and new content, sometimes confidence kicks in and you feel like you're a little behind the curve. So it was a fantastic time for me to come across a book, especially by Tim Sanders, that's all about confidence. And Tim kind of puts himself out there in this book, kind of like what he did in Love is a Killer App, in the way that he tells his personal story. But he goes really personal on this book, which I congratulate him for doing that, and it came out nicely. He came out looking like a hero. But he talks about his story and how he grew up and some of the challenges he faced, and then he breaks into the 7 principles of self-confidence. And in each of those principles, he gives you some real-world advice on how you can make change today. And a few of the items, of course, I took a lot of notes. A few of the items I took away from his advice. One of them was, what are you not doing today that you were doing in the past that made you successful? So think about what you did previously. Another one that I've used quite often is asking people, what's the good word? You know, it's a tough economy out there, and we tend to get into this negativity talk when we come across each other. How are things going? A lot of times things aren't going good. But I've focused on asking people, what's the good word? And believe it or not, they start telling you what the positive things are that they're working on. Another idea was how he rehearses before he does his presentations. You see, Tim's a big-time speaker. He travels all over the world speaking to big audiences, and he basically broke down how he rehearses for those presentations. I used his system, and believe it or not, had a Toastmasters contest, and I won. I'm going on to the next level. So thanks, Tim. And that's just another example of how this book has some great information that you could use today. It's certainly going to be one of those books that goes on the bookshelf, and I refer back to it on a regular basis. Like I said, it came at a real good time. A couple of quotes that really stuck out. One of them from William Shakespeare: "There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." So it's all about how we think. Nothing's good or bad, it's just how we perceive it. And then one of Tim's originals: "When your faith is strong, you've got an extra tank of rocket fuel for those times when the road is long." And I like that. I like the idea of focusing on faith and turning it into rocket fuel, or confidence, as Tim puts it. This book comes in at about 280 pages. Currently you can pick up a copy for about $11 on Amazon. And if you ever have a chance to either engage with Tim online, he's at the Twitter handle of @SandersSays, or you're able to review one of his presentations, or even better, see him live, which I hope to do soon. I definitely recommend it. Tim always comes with a lot of confidence and a lot of knowledge, and he certainly brings a lot of experience to the table. So check out Today We Are Rich by Tim Sanders, and remember, reading is the remedy. Have a great week.